Alrighty, let's do this. Just a quick couple of things. Don't touch your eyes. It's a big deal. You won't want to do it. We have some wet wipes for you, some milk. If you need more napkins or more wet wipes, we have plenty. But just letting you know. Yeah. Alright. So first one's Cholula. Ready?
This one?
Yeah. Nice wing. So I think with the first wing, I always like to start off with the question about just like food, right? Do you think the way we eat a food determines how it's classified? For example, chili. If I were to use it like dipping chips in, is it like a dinner or is it just a dip? And what is chili?
What is chili?
No. Like, what do you think the way we eat food determines how it's classified as a food?
It definitely does. Because most people wouldn't just go and have like a lamb chop at their house. Usually lamb is seen as something that like you go and eat in a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And like you said about chili, when you use it as a dip, it's usually seen as not really dinner anymore. Yeah. It's more seen as just like an appetizer, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it definitely does.
All right, number 2. Okay, question. I play video games. I think you play some video games. It seems like esports is becoming a thing. Do you actually consider it a sport, or do you just consider it an activity that people get paid for?
I would definitely say I would say it's a sport because it does matter how good you are at it. You know, if somebody doesn't just jump in and be a master at it, you know, it does take a while to work up in like the esports field. But like if you go and play baseball for a year, you know, you're not going to be Danny Martinez, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that there's a lot of skill. I think there's a lot of natural skill involved in like sports. Like, do you think that at all, or do you think that people, like anyone could just go in and like as long as they practice like really, you know, like actually put the effort in, they could be really good?
I think with enough effort, anybody can be good, but natural skill is something that everybody has, and some people are born with a lot more than others.
Ghost pepper, blueberry. Oh, blueberry, right?
Well, this one's not bad.
No.
Oh, I think this is. Oh, wait, no, it's coming now. No, I think this is actually not as bad as the others.
Really? Alrighty. Question. Bring it back to high school. You know, back when you were in 8th grade.
Okay.
You know, you watch these old movies and it's always like kids, freshmen getting like thrown into lockers, getting thrown into like trash cans. Was that ever a fear for you, or were you ever like, that could never be what it is? Like, how ridiculous? You know, like your parents' generation might have had that, but like, was it even like that before then, or were they just like so over dramatizing like movies to make it funny?
It was definitely never a fear for me, but it's definitely like a thing. I mean, I've seen a few kids getting smacked around. It's kind of funny. But you know, there's not just kids that, you know, go and get smacked around for no reason. It's not like people are just pushing people for no reason.
All right, next one. If you were a millionaire, right, you could be worth like, let's say $10 million. Okay, nothing like, not billionaire rich, but like, reasonably wealthy, right, $10 million. But you had to constantly be like Kim Kardashian level paparazzi around you all the time. You don't get to choose. It's not whether or not you don't have to post online or anything. People just are outside your house, like trying to take photos of you. People are, every time you go out to dinner, people are gonna like, come up to you and just like say hi. Would you choose that life?
Ooh, that's tough. I think yes and no. I don't really think I would have the expertise to like use that to make more money. Obviously some people think having paparazzi around you all the time is some great thing, but I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. I think I've asked that question a couple times, and both people have been like, the idea is to use that money to make it into more money, right? That's a very like grown-up thing to say, because it's just like, oh, I just want to put it away, just live like, I'll buy a Honda Civic and like, live off the interest, that style, and like be really secluded.
But you're not going to be secluded with people outside your house all the time.
Yeah, you could, buy a couple acres or whatever, private property, I don't know, but
Paparazzi usually find their way out.
Exactly, right? They take like they get like a
Drones.
tower or something, drones, yeah, whatever. There's a bunch of different ways, and it would just like kind of be unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I think the same way, like it's really, now that I'm getting older, is like $10 million really worth like that lifestyle?
I mean,
well, like $1 billion maybe.
Yeah. I think having your own personal freedom is definitely a lot more. It's definitely worth more to me than a bunch of money.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. All right, next swing. Beast Feast of Maine. I really like the flavor of the swing. Question. You have a remote. It can go forward in time. It can go back in time. But you can't go, if you go forward, you can't go back to like where you were at all. So if you go forward in time, you can never come back to the present.
But could I go back into the past?
You could, no. You can only, like, say you're going forward, you can only go forward from then on.
Okay.
So if you like pick, I want to go 10,000 years in the future, you can't go back 5,000 years, you can't go back, you can't go back to present time. And the same thing with the past. You go in the past you can go back to the dinosaurs, but you're never coming back, you can keep going further back in the past, but you can't,
Oh, that's a tough one.
So here's my thing. Would you do one, or would you just be like, you know what, I'm going to put this in a trunk somewhere, lock it up, and call it a day?
I think I would keep on to it, but I could always, go back a day and then just keep living my life. So if like somebody in my life dies unexpectedly, I can just go back a day and stop it and then keep living my life forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Ooh. I think like living a life in like 1960, like going around and like England would be fun.
1960s?
Or like
There's
Russia, 1960s.
And you are white enough to be able to do that. I don't know if you know, but that was called the USSR at the time.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you do you, but...
Or like going and trying to like solve the Vatican's mysteries.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it would be really interesting, I think. I think I would pick the past over the future. If anything, maybe even you almost have to make a rule where you can't go back in time where you could see yourself, or maybe like that version of you disappears. So, but like, time travel's always like weird anyway. But
I think the future would be too many unexpected variables, and I don't think I'd be smart enough to do something meaningful in the future.
Yeah. I always like thinking I would just go back like 10 years with like a sports book and just like bet.
Start betting.
Yeah, just like a classic like Back to the Future style like movie.
This horse is gonna win.
Yeah. Mexico Lindo. Salsa picante negra.
Take a big gulp of water.
Extra hot.
I don't taste anything.
Exactly. I mean like,
There's no heat right now. There's also no flavor.
and I lathered this one. So, question. Extracurricular activities in high school have usually always been like sports. Go play baseball, go play football, go play like hockey, whatever. It's rarely like other activities like a chess club or some other like after school activity. Do you think that there should be more diversity in like extracurriculars for everyone encompassing in school, or do you think the way it is right now is okay?
Well, at my school we have a lot of clubs actually.
Okay.
We actually, I think this year they started a game club, which
What is
whatever,
it? Like a board game?
like an esports club,
Oh, interesting.
and then we have just a regular game club. We have a video game club and then a game club, and then obviously we got band. There's actually a lot of kids in our band for whatever reason. Steel band.
Steel.
Yeah, with like the metal drums, not like normal drums, like
They
The
call
ones
it
that are
like jazz.
concave.
Oh,
No,
really?
we have a jazz band also.
Oh, wow.
Jazz band, steel band, chorus, and honors chorus.
Yeah. What is it called? It's called something. I forgot what it's called.
It's like something completely different.
Yeah. They're all like better than like the normal people.
Yeah, there's better than the rest. Whatever.
Always people that are the lead in the play.
And then
Like if I shift this one, it moves that one. Whatever.
and then we have theater club. We actually have we just had one play. I don't even know what it's called though.
Yeah.
B club. We got B club.
I don't know what that is.
Bees?
Oh, like literally
Like, they
bees.
have bees and they use all the gear and stuff.
Wow.
It's really weird.
They've
they
really
have
changed.
that.
I guess they're more encompassing than when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, I guess. Melinda's ghost pepper wing sauce.
Ooh. Oh crap. Oh yeah, this is gonna be hot. That is the hottest one yet.
Yeah, it's not gonna get better, buddy. What's a pet peeve of yours?
Ooh. I don't really have a lot of pet peeves. People that tell you to do something, or people that tell you to do something and then don't want to help you at all in doing it, or had a chance to do it themselves. Don't lick my hand. Or had a chance to do it themselves and just didn't do it.
Like
They
maybe
regretted
was
it.
lazy. Oh, wow.
But it's different if they regretted it, I think. If they don't regret it, then they really shouldn't be telling you. But yeah.
That's fair. It's a good one. It's a very mature answer, and I like it. All right, you want to keep going? Just keep.
Let me just drink the water.
Do you want more water? Probably switch.
I think this will be my last time drinking water.
Going to milk after that?
Yeah.
That's fair. Megalodon, Carolina Reaper, eat the heat, born in New England, made in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, my friend.
Ooh.
This is the final three. This is where it gets warm.
Oh no.
Okay, question real quick. Person's death row, clearly convicted, killed somebody. They're walking to the electric chair, and they have a heart attack. Do you save them so they can get to the electric chair later, or do you just let them die there?
Oh. So, I know for a fact that states with the electric penalty still have rules in place like that, saying you have to save them.
Yep.
But personally, I would not, because they're there. You got something on your nose.
Do I? Thank you.
They're there for, to die. And
Yeah,
you
right.
can just say.
I get it. I get what you're saying. I think it's a good question.
It'd just be wasteful though.
To do all that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Elijah's Extreme father and son handcrafted ghost pepper sauce.
There is flavor.
Yeah.
And now there is heat.
Not too bad, right? No?
Just whatever.
So my question is, Okay. Going back to the time where we can go past, present, future situation. There's anyone in the world, alive or dead. Who would you meet? Just be careful with those eyes.
Probably either I'd go back and see the Pharaoh of Egypt during the time when they're building the pyramids, or Caesar.
Okay. I
Or
like it.
Thomas Edison.
Why? Those are obviously huge figures in our history. What makes you want to pick those people?
The Pharaoh, because just to see the whole thing about the pyramids, see what's really happening. Talk to them about what's going on in the ancient world.
Yeah.
Are the gods really real? Cats. Caesar probably be just because he's a great strategic leader. Height of the Roman Empire. Just because all that, honestly. Thomas Edison just because there was a lot of ideas that he had that didn't really publish the light bulb, or talk to him about perseverance or something, because he really kept through after 10,000 tries of trying to make the light bulb.
All right, this is the last wing. It's a little tradition to put a little extra in the last bit. That's up to you. You don't have to, but it is just a little bit extra, just to do that. But you don't have to. It's personal preference. It's a little hot. Just letting you know.
I think.
Okay.
Whatever.
What's a childhood fear that you actually think is reasonable?
Spiders and I guess the boogeyman. Spiders and the boogeyman.
The boogeyman is a reasonable fear?
I was
fair.
never afraid of the boogeyman as a kid, but plenty of my friends were. And You know, you can definitely see some scary guy on the street, and then you go home and you're like, oh, the bleeding guy's gonna get me.
It's a reasonable answer. Made it through.
Holy crap.
What do you think?
It's only when I breathe out.
Yeah.
I might you like brush my teeth and floss and everything.
Yeah. As a side note, this is the first time I did not take Pepto before doing this challenge. I was just, I made a mistake, I forgot. Mouth stays open. All right, guys. See ya.